Located on the edge of the Nevada desert, along the old Highway 66, the Black Eagle Cafe is the place where only the bravest or craziest travelers stop. The air here is saturated with the smell of fuel, the smell of burnt rubber and cheap coffee. On the evening of the same day, a group of bikers called Steel Skulls gathered in front of the cafe. Their leader, Jack Fang, was a man about 2 meters tall. His entire body was covered with tattoos, from the gaze of which only cruelty roamed. Jack was standing next to his new, chrome-plated Harley-Davidson, bragging about his exploits to the young bikers who surrounded him. For him, belittling the weak was a sign of strength. A small, skinny, but full of kindness-eyed black Labrador was tied to a wooden post at the entrance to the cafe with an old rope. The puppy was very meek. He was just wagging his tail gently, waiting for the owner to finish his chores inside. As Jack finished his speech, he noticed that the puppy was looking at him with an approving glance. "What kind of disgusting animal is this? This place is desecrated with its stench," Jack roared. He wanted to increase his reputation in the eyes of his friends. With his heavy iron-nosed boot, Jack kicked the dog right off the wall. The puppy whined loudly, circled in the air, and fell into the dust. Tears dripped from her frightened eyes, and she began to crawl away to the side. Bikers laughed. Jack, meanwhile, got drunk and spat on the dog. At the same moment, the heavy iron door of the cafe slowly opened. The man's step was firm, but silent. He was wearing an old, worn-out black leather jacket, a cap that caught his eye on his head, and dark glasses that covered his face. It was Keanu Reeves. He had just come to this place to travel alone and be alone with his thoughts. The only companion with him was this rescued puppy. When Keanu saw his dog lying on the ground, his world-famous calm face changed in an instant. He knelt down and pressed the trembling puppy to his brother. As his fingers stroked the dog's injury, he only said softly, "Forgive me, dude. I couldn't protect you." Jack didn't recognize Keanu. For him, this person was just another poor fellow left on the road. "Hey, tramp, take this restless dog and lick your paw from here as soon as possible, otherwise the next blow will hit you," Jack shouted, shaking his hand. Keanu slowly got up. He took off his glasses and looked Jack straight in the eye. At that moment, heavy silence reigned around. One of the bikers behind Jack, who was a movie buff, faded when he saw Keanu's face. "Jack, stop. It's him. This is Keanu Reeves. John Wick," he whispered. But Jack, drunk with anger and excess, did not want to hear anything. He reached out to push Keanu's chest. Keanu Reeves is a man who did not seek fights either in life or in the movies, but he never allowed injustice. The moment Jack waved his hand, Keanu grabbed his wrist with the precision of a professional fighter, twisted it so that his bones squeaked, and with his other hand slipped his support, knocking Jack to the ground with a roar. A giant biker of 200 kilograms lay in the dust, under the wheels of his own motorcycle. Keanu leaned over her and spoke in a calm but icy cold voice. "Do you think you are strong? True strength is in protecting the weak from yourself, not in suppressing it. You kicked your back today, not the dog. If I ever see you touch an animal again, I'll prove to you that John Wick is not a movie character." Jack bit his tongue out of fear. The brave friends around him, startled by Keanu's wrath, lowered their heads. Keanu got up, took the dog in his arms, and drove towards his old Norton Commando motorcycle. As he left, he turned to the cafe owner and said, "I'll pay all this man's bill, give him a glass of water, because he still needs a long time to learn to be human," and started the engine and plunged into the horizon. This story did not end there. One of the people sitting in the cafe had already filmed this scene on the phone. The video went viral and gained millions of views in just one night. Jack's name, which club he was a member of, was known to the whole country. It turns out that his boss, a man who loves animals very much, fired Jack the same day. his biker club grabbed his jacket, colors, and chased him out of the middle, saying, "We don't go with such brutal people." Jack lost everything: his job, his friends, his reputation. He could not leave the house for several months. In the end, he wrote an open letter to Keanu Reeves and apologized. A week later, a large box arrived in his mail. Inside, there was food for animals and a short letter from Keanu. "I forgive you, but my apology doesn't matter. I want you to go to the local animal shelter and work 100 hours for free. Only then can you forgive yourself." Jack did the same. She did the hardest work in the shelter, took care of the wounded dogs. During this time, his stone heart began to melt. A year later, she adopted one puppy that looked like the dog she was kicking. The same lesson of Keanu Reeves changed not only the life of one person, but his whole soul. Keanu, as usual, did not give any interviews about it. He continued to do good only in silence. Because the real John Wick does not need praise, he only needs justice and peace.